Hey man, what it is, this is Deem, and I am your host, and this is By Any Means. Hey there go the Cash App. I appreciate everybody who been supporting and sending money and been really, looking out for your boy. It means a lot. I don't care if it's $1, $5, $10, $100, $200. I appreciate the support. I wanted to talk about the fight of the year, y'all, between those two men that you see on your screen. Um, Devin Haney and Lomachenko, to me, by far had the fight of the year. It was the most competitive fight that I think I've saw this year. Honorable mention, I will put Caleb Plant and David Benavidez in there, but Devin and Loma was just fireworks from A to B. And I just really think that when it comes to this boxing thing, it really put on this year. I think the fight did better than we actually expected the fight to do. Um, I don't think a lot of people thought that Devin Haney would get hit as much as he was getting hit, but I also don't think that people thought that Devin Haney would be on attack towards Lomachenko the way that he was. So I got to give credit to both fighters for doing what they supposed to do, for going in there, giving us a show, for giving us a close fight, because with both of their names, it should have been fight of the year or one of the fights of the year. So I just want to say, man, I got to give a shout out to Devin Haney and Lomachenko. They are doing their thing. Both fighters. Devin just had that fight with Regis Prograve, and then Lomachenko is scheduled to fight Kambosos very, very soon. So, they still continuing on with their career. But if you want to talk about just the most competitive fight that I have seen this year, it was definitely Devin Haney versus Vasyl Lomachenko. And I think both fighters exceeded expectations in that fight. And I also think that both fighters are really holding it down as far as when it comes to that still keeping their names out there, still being relevant, still doing the things that they have to do. So at the end of the day, I mean, from the first four rounds to Devin Haney basically dominating the first four rounds to Lomachenko dominating I think pretty much every round after that, besides like probably the 12th round, but basically the middle of the fight, Vasyl Lomachenko was winning, and then you get to that 12th round, and I had Devin Haney dominating that round. So it was a back and forth, back and forth, back and forth fight. And similar to the Caleb Plant and David Benavidez fight, it went similarly. But the problem is that Caleb Plant couldn't withstand everything that David, he started getting dog walked. It was never no point in that fight where either fighter was getting dog walked. So Big Hanos, he got to give his credit. He got to get his credit for being a part of one of the biggest events and biggest fights of this year. And as we've seen from what Devin pay-per-view numbers have done recently, that it was a lot of interest in that fight. Like I thought it was. It was um, especially from the Vasyl Lomachenko side and his fan base. I think Vasyl Lomachenko has a very, very strong fan base. And it was such a good fight that people were saying that a lot of people, including myself, think that Devin Haney lost that fight. I think Devin Haney, just in my opinion, I think he lost that fight. The reason why I don't argue with people about it, though, is because the 12th round, I think he dominated clearly. And I think the first 4 to 5 rounds of the fight, he also was dominating. So that puts him at least 4 to 5 rounds. 4 to 5 to 6 rounds, you got to give Devin in that fight. You see what I'm saying? It's only a 12-round fight. So a lot of those rounds was swing rounds. So when you talk about an actual fight, a fight of the year is the fight that makes it so damn near impossible to score who is winning. And I just got to give both fighters their credit as far as when it comes to that. We had a big year in 2023. I'm looking for a bigger year in 2024 for these fighters to be putting on, actually, from both fighters. I expect both fighters to fight at least twice to 3 times this year because Lomachenko is getting older, and I think that he needs to get his bag up before he's on his way out. And Devin is trying to get his whole name up even further than where it is. So, shout out to both fighters for giving us something out of this amazing year that we had in 2023, y'all. For everybody to say this is one of the best years that we've had in 10 to 15 to 20 years, I would like to sit up there and say that that is a big achievement and one of the best, if not the best year we have had in boxing for the last 10 to 15 or 20 years. You gotta give Vasil Lomachenko and Devin Haney their credit, because to have the fight of the year in that year, that means a whole lot. It does. That means that they had us entertained from ding ding to ding ding. Everybody know I always say that. I like fighters who are on go from ding ding to ding ding. And if you understand and you get it, you understand and you get it. But I just think that both of these fighters are amazing A-level fighters. Really two of the bigger names in fighting, more of the recognizable names. And I just appreciated that fight so much. I think I watched that fight about at least 3 to 4 times. I watched that fight. And let me tell you, I still have Vasil Lomachenko winning every single time. Actually, the more that I watched it, the more I have Vasil Lomachenko winning that fight. I feel as though he was landing the more powerful punches. I felt as though he was landing the more effective punches. I felt as though Devin may have been the more consistent fighter throughout the fight, but I definitely think that Vasil Lomachenko did the necessary things, that once he was losing the first couple rounds, he dominated in that middle of the fight. And I got to give him credit for that. And I'm just, like I said, for 2024, I'm excited to see both fighters. I think Vasil Lomachenko is going to beat George Kambosos pretty clearly, I actually think. And I think Devin, we don't know what Devin got going on, but I think Devin is going to fight Sandor Martin and Ryan Garcia this year. And you never know who maybe that third fight may be. I'm hoping that Gervonta Davis is that third fight, but you just never know when it comes to Devin. But I think Devin is going to also have another big 2024, to be honest. I think him and Ryan, it will be a big fight and a pretty good fight. I think that sells anywhere from 150,000 to 200,000 pay-per-views. And yeah, man, I just got to give a big shout out to Devin Haney and Vasil Lomachenko, because that was the best back and forth that we have seen all year. Both fighters came to fight. Both fighters went in there and did what they had to do. It was such a crazy fight that it was so controversial after the judgment that Vasil Lomachenko was crying in the locker room, and I feel it. So, I just wanted to say that, man, and give y'all my fight of the year, and I'm going to give y'all my knockout of the year, and I'm going to give y'all my fighter of the year. And y'all put in the comments anything else y'all will want me to talk about that has happened this year, or give an award. I just think those are the main three things. I could talk about trainer of the year and all of this type stuff. I leave that up to other people. But I think the main three things: fight of the year, fighter of the year, knockout of the year, are things that I'm definitely looking forward to letting y'all hear my perspective, who I got, and why I have that person. But y'all already know what it is, man. This is Deem by any means. Hit that Cash App. I just want to say I appreciate everybody who shows love, who shows support, who hold me down. I just want to say I'm very appreciative of all you guys. It means a lot. With the support that y'all give me is more positivity than negativity. So I just want to say I'm thankful to every last single one of you guys. Thank you.